So, hello and welcome to my next chess video. This time I show you the game between Komodo 9.02 versus GreKo 13.1. Komodo is white, GreKo is black. I let them play without opening book or table bases, as always, and I let them play this position you see here on both sides of the board. And this is a Sicilian Grand Prix attack, the so-called Sicilian Grand Prix attack, and this arises after the moves e4, e4, c5, and yeah, these are the first moves. Bishop c4 is, according to Stockfish, not the most accurate move here, but I played it versus GreKo 13.1. And this is, yeah, after a couple of moves I got an even position. I only screwed it later. Here I think I went, I don't really remember, but I think I don't really remember, but I think I went queen here. Yeah, sorry, but I had to fix this. The mic. I think I went queen e8 and something like this, and then, or no, I think I went g4, and after knight here, only then I went queen there to prevent anything here. Then he took my bishop, played his queen there. I went in the corner and he played h5, something like this, and here I went down pretty quickly because I recognized that he can just take the pawn here, so I resigned. So, but okay, in that position, oh, there is this move f5 here immediately by Komodo 9.2. Okay, let's see, if you take like that, and bishop here could come, queen there. Yeah, okay, there is a loose knight here, but how to take advantage of this? Okay, f5. Let's say you take here. Knight there. Threatening the knight, so the knight has to go back. Something like this. Maybe. And then what? Okay, queen there is not possible because the knight can just grab it. This was the reason the knight was attacking this. But what's the point? Crushing through maybe? Knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes, threatening on f7. And if bishop here, then you just grab the bishop, right? But not with the, yeah, okay, after this, grab, 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 grab. This could be kind of okay for white, but not really sure it is. So bishop e6. If you grab with the knight, then if you grab with the bishop, then knight takes, pawn takes, and queen h4 check. You can't go to e7 because of bishop g5 check winning the queen. So you have to go there. Now you could attack the queen anyway, and after this you could go there, pinning the bishop, but okay, this I'm not sure, you get some compensation for it. Of course, G takes is probably the best move. This would be my intention. Because after this, then this pawn would hang immediately. Which is also not that bad, actually, because of the takes. How can you take advantage of this loose knight here? Okay, you could go there attacking this pawn, but after all, you give black a check here. But okay, then he has to went back to defend this pawn. You don't want to move the king. So, yeah, probably check. No, not taking here, of course. Probably check. King goes to the corner. Now the queen goes back, defending this pawn. Not sure, probably taking with the e-pawn, or even taking this first is an option and then take with the e-pawn. What's the idea behind all that? Okay, now the knight can grab this. So you kind of get a different pawn. If you grab it with the e-pawn, you get the d-pawn in exchange, and if you grab it with the g-pawn, it's a little bit more difficult. Knight here, knight there. Do you really want to grab that? I'm not sure. If you want to grab this pawn with a knight, probably not. What's the idea? G takes is probably best. Also, the bishop would hang. You can't grab the d-pawn. I don't think so. And this knight is pretty annoying there because it defends the h5 square. The queen wants to come here. So let's see what GreKo is coming up with here. G takes f5, bishop a2, and rook g8. This is a line. So GreKo gives. G takes f5, bishop a2, rook g8, stopping any knight coming in there. And bishop d2. So why did Komodo sacrifice the pawn if this is the best line? So let's see. Bishop takes d5. Komodo has bishop takes d5 in mind with an even position. Bishop takes d5 instead of retreating the bishop. Bishop d5, e takes, and knight g5, knight g7, and knight takes d5. So doesn't take it. I thought about some sacrifices, but I only thought about sacrificing the knight there. So after this, that, and knight g5, knight here, and then probably knight takes d5. Yeah, knight takes d5. Okay, the threat is knight here check. Although even this is not winning instantly, the king has e7. So, but okay, let's put this away. Yeah, what's the idea here? h4. Bishop takes. This is probably not on. Knight here check. Queen here. Also, this can be played, I think. Okay, this will probably be the position. Maybe e6 here even. Okay, if knight takes, yeah, probably bishop takes here, but then bishop takes there, and you have to grab it with the king then. Then still then still this takes a knight here, check, winning the exchange. So e6. What if you take it with the bishop? Let's say knight takes. Yeah, where can the knight go? You kind of have to defend one of your pieces here. So bishop takes d5 we have on the board. So this is the current board position with bishop takes d5. Bishop takes d5. Yeah, e takes d5 is probably the move. Knight g5, knight g7, and knight takes here. But what's the threat after bishop e7? Knight here anyway. Check, bishop takes, bishop, pawn takes, queen takes, and then queen e7. No, not queen e7 or queen e... Yeah, queen e2. Check. Queen e1 check. But also attacking the knight here. So this is how you win back the piece after bishop e7. And now how is it? Now white is just clearly better. So this bishop e7 can't be the move because it's opening up the e file. You cannot take the pawn. But if you can't take the pawn, it's... Yeah, well, if you just castle here, let's say. Okay, this pawn can be taken later. The bishop is also controlling g4, so there is no knight e5, pawn takes, and queen g4 threatening mate. You kind of lose the pawn anyway. You can defend it like this. Now the queen can't take the pawn because the knight again is hanging, and the queen wants to come to g6 anyway. So to g3. So rook there. The other thing is you could go to h4 as well. So after the sacrifice there are a lot of attacking ideas here possible. And also, if you don't take the pawn, what are you doing? Knight here could be played. Knight takes, bishop takes. And now what? Queen here. You cannot take here. You cannot castle. Because if you take on f6, you lose the knight here. And after castling, there is this queen g3 check followed by mate on g7. So like this. And mate on g7 if castles. So what is... And also the threat is to take this pawn here. So after that, let's say... Now you kind of have to bring back the knight. I think this is a better move. This is a better move. But still you grab this pawn. Now you defend this one. The bishop is pinned due to the queen. Okay, knight here. Threatening the rook and also the fork. But is this rook in the corner really that important? Cannot move the queen somewhere. This will come anyway, because if the queen takes it then the rook would hang. I have a silly idea. Check. If the king goes there, then this check would force that one. But still you're down a rook. So This isn't on. At least also after this, the knight can take it. Then it's clearly senseless. Where is the attack? Attacking idea. Okay, you could take this pawn. This is fine, but after that, it's kind of... It's kind of... How should I say? Difficult. It's kind of difficult to do something. Could go there with the queen. Force a queen trade. Not forcing it, but this is an option. But then again, black is a piece up, so this can't be the idea. What is if you don't take the pawn? What is if you don't take the pawn? Yeah, but taking the pawn seems like the way to go. Knight here. Well, what about that? Allowing the fork, but getting this with check. Queen check, and now if you go there, then it's made like that. And the other option is to give up the queen and be mated that way. So this could be the idea, just moving the rook to e5. And if the fork comes, then you take the bishop and mate the king. So you cannot take on c2 with the knight. And c3 is coming. So let's say queen here. c3. Knight there. Okay, then again this comes. But now the king can run here. The king can run there. No, this is not possible. That. There or there? Let's say you go here. King goes there. Now you go there. I'm not sure. You're down a rook, but can you sacrifice a rook like that? Probably bishop here first. No, then the rook is hanging. So you kind of have to take it immediately if you want to take it. You can also leave it and play bishop here. No, you can't, because now the fork is coming. Now the fork is coming, and this you take with the queen. No, this doesn't work. So after rook e5, queen b6, c3, you again have this fork, actually, because the bishop is defended by the queen. So rook e5 looks interesting, but I think it doesn't work. Let's see. Let's say there is a different move here. Let's say you just defend this one. Knight e5 anyway. c3, knight there. Taking this, going there, taking that, and taking the rook. Taking the knight, and again you are rook down. So all the sacrifices doesn't seem to work. Although it's close, it's very close, this one. Very close. So knight c6 is, I think, a good move there. Bishop g5 and knight there, threatening the fork. What did we have? Yeah, we had that move, and now knight takes. This is the thing, and here there is knight f6. And you win back the piece with a better position. This is that line, so you cannot grab it. So knights. This is the line I analyzed, but what is the move here for white? Of course you can take this pawn, but after knight e5 you kind of have to go back. So it should be a bishop move. Bishop there maybe. Knight here anyway, takes, and rook takes the... Seems not to work. Now you have to not much stuff to do there. So queen here, attacking the knight, or enabling the queen to take on f6. Disabling or something. Knight there. And now what? Now what? That's the question. Now f6 is also hanging. So there is this to defend f6. There is also queen there to defend f6 that way. Attacking the pawn. Queen here. This doesn't seem to be that bad. Bishop here, enabling to castle. Yeah, but you can now castle queenside. And I don't think you have anything there as white. Don't think so. So queen c3 also doesn't seem to work. So what's the move here? This could also be wrong after that. What about bishop g5 immediately? Or bishop d2 actually. Bishop d2 also looks nice. Enabling the queen to take this, knight c3. Yeah, but okay, you can put the bishop on this diagonal, but after that move I don't really see anything. Yeah, so bishop d2 also doesn't seem to work. The best move here is, I think, that one. After this, just take an f5, knight here. Queen takes is not on. And we just analyzed that. So let's say you go back with the rook, just defending this, trying to go c3. You have 7 pawns, your opponent has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so you have 2 pawns for the piece. And now castling is... it's risky. It's very risky. Queen e5, and how to stop queen there? Bishop there. Bishop here attacking the rook. If the rook goes there, then you have this check, and now you have to take. And after this, I'm not quite sure. Okay, you don't get mated, but so rook d2 in castles, rook f2 in castles. Line bishop d7 to e6 here is the move GreKo thinks is great. Instead of bishop e7, bishop e6. Bishop e6 immediately. Okay, knight takes, threatening the queen, so the queen can take there, but then this knight would hang with check. So anyway, you lose that pawn. So I think the best move here is just to grab it, but not with the knight. Actually, you grab it with the pawn. Yeah, well, but then knight queen check like that. And if you go there, then bishop here wins the house probably. Because now you have some nasty discoveries. There's nothing... Yeah, you... With check, with double check. This all will come with double check. Knight here, check. So not here. Not like that. But if you take it with the knight, then simply check over there. Rook takes. Seems as though, yeah, also this is a pretty strong attack. There are many options. Let's see, bishop. But bishop e7 is probably better. Knight f6 takes, queen takes. Check, this is not possible as we saw. But knight c, not knight there. Not castles. Yeah, well, actually knight e6. What about knight takes there? King takes and queen here check. Okay, if you take like that, then the rook takes here with check, and yeah, well, this is probably better. After knight e6, you don't grab the knight, you actually grab on f7. Knight takes f7, king takes f7, and now queen h4 check. King takes here, rook takes check. There's only one sensible square, and this is that one. Now you give that check. There is again only one sensible square, namely that one. The other thing is, okay, check, check. Can't give a check like that, unfortunately. You also can't give a check with the queen. I have to investigate this. What about checking like that? King has only one square, namely that one. And after that check, if you take with the knight, then this comes. Now if you go there, then you are in deep trouble. Probably check like that, and this would be mate. If you go there, it all seems to be, wow, we have bishop c6 on the board. Bishop c6 here instead of bishop e7. We have bishop c6, knight here, and king e7. Okay, still keeping an eye on this h5 square. This is a very important square here. But what's the continuation? Maybe rook takes f5. Or we have bishop e3 actually. Yeah, bishop e3 is better. It attacks the pawn here. And this is a mate threat actually. So you kind of have to defend it. The king has nowhere to go, so you kind of have to defend it with the queen. So the only square is that one. So now there are two options. Probably d5 is a better one. d5 takes, queen c7, or let's just grab a pawn. No, grabbing a pawn is not possible because this is again mate. So actually how to defend this, you have to go there. But after c3 you're kind of dead, right? You're kind of dead. No, you can go there actually. Keep the defense, but after this, Knight takes. Maybe now that this does work. I'm not sure if it does. Rook here. Check if king there. Okay, you kind of can go in with the rook, but I don't see a mate here actually. Actually, you can't sacrifice the queen like that. You can't go b3. Currently everything seems to hold, but for how long, that's the question. What about rook takes, knight takes, and queen h4? Phew. This is ugly. This is very ugly. This is very ugly. Also b5 kind of... So let's just ignore this and go after the rook. So queen takes here, check. No, queen takes here, check doesn't work. So this move is not that bad. b3. Wow. Okay, b3. You can also go b3. Right. b6. Also b6 is possible. Yeah, d5. d5 seems to be a good move here. d4 I mean. d4 h6. d4. h6, taking there, taking the knight. No, you have to do something with the knight then. So h6. What's the thing after h6? This is a very interesting game, I have to say that. Just immediately after I give them the position, I didn't check it before, but there is this extremely attacking move with g takes f5 with the idea bishop takes, pawn takes, knight g5, knight there, knight takes, and now bishop c6, check, bishop there, b6, and now d4. This is long-term sacrifice. This is a long-term sacrifice. Knight c4 attacking the bishop. Knight c4 attacking the bishop. You have to factor so many things in. Knight c4, h6. A lot of things, really. But knight c4 looks like a great move here to me. Knight c4 looks like a really good move. So let's see, Komodo gives d5, actually, d5. Knight takes, and d6. Yeah, d6 is crushing. Because, yeah, it's a mate. Knights are covering all the squares, mate with the pawn. The only move is take it with the queen, but then queen takes his mate. So d5 is just crushing, I think. d5... The thing is, you can't do anything now. d6 is coming, so you kind of have to eliminate it. Knight check, king here, knight check, king there, and now you opened up the h file, the d file. Okay, currently the bishop is still hanging, so, and you cannot deliver mate there. Okay, you have to take it with the bishop. You have to take it with the bishop, give back the piece, and now it's basically simple. Well, it's never simple, but okay, the bishop is hanging. The bishop is hanging. Okay, what about check and giving a different check now? Okay, this square is covered, so no, this doesn't work. So let's put it back. those knights in front of the king. It's just looking like it's absolute disaster for black, actually. It looks like a disaster for black. This d5 is just crushing. Because it wins back the piece, there is only... Yeah, h6 instead of taking h6, because you don't really want to give up the piece. If takes, then no, actually what is he do? Yeah, okay. After this check, you can give up the knight now. Check. Could either take this one. It's very complicated, actually. So d6, bishop f4. Bishop f4, okay, taking there, not this. Okay, now you got an additional square. What's the thing here? Bishop here. Okay, now you kind of have discoveries, but where is the... Let's say you move the queen, I just want to see. Rook takes, king takes. And queen here is mate because the knight is covering the queen. Also it would grab back the piece. So you cannot take the rook now. You can take the rook, but is it so terrible if you can't take the rook? If you just do that, well, this move is coming anyway. Another problem is rook here to there, and it's mate again. Looks dead to me. Oh, you can't take there because the knight is also covering this one. But bishop f4, why not taking the knight? Why not taking the knight? Why not? What about just taking here? Okay, bishop takes, then knight takes. With a double check winning the queen, so bishop b7. No, bishop b7 doesn't do anything. You have to move the queen. But now this comes threatening mate. So okay, you don't go there with the queen, you go there. And after takes. I don't really get it. Yeah, you have a discovered double check. But is it really doing anything? Discovered double check, let's put it there. Could also go here. Doesn't really matter. So what about which takes? Okay, no, not that. Takes in a queen here. Now what if you don't do that? If you do something like this. Okay, if you just can get rid of this stupid knight there. If you can just get rid of this stupid knight there. Let's say you go here. After that, takes, rook there. Queen g5 threatening the knight, so the knight takes here. Double check. Going here. No, going there. The only square. Now check. Have to go there. And now double check. Going here. Check. Mate. So something like this maybe. so knight g5. But okay, we have a different move here. We don't have taking the knight. We have h6, and after bishop f4, you don't grab this, because probably of something like that. What I have just shown. So in that position, GreKo went back. But now again d6. Yeah, d6. Grabbing. 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 Grabbing, and it's mate. So why not d6? Simply d6. Why not d6? Knight takes, pawn takes. Oh, because you don't have to take it. You can take the knight. So first of all, queen d6. Doesn't matter about the b pawn. If you take the b pawn now, this is working, because now you have to give up the queen, and this is mate then. Very interesting tactics here. So what is the plan? b5, b5. b5. Yeah, b5. I will go b5. b5. Wow. What a game, I have to say that. b5. A takes b5, a takes b5, rook takes. Rook takes. If queen takes, then again d6 is winning. Because now the queen ain't defending that pawn. So knight takes and queen takes is immediately mate again. So you kind of have to take it with the bishop. Bishop takes. Yeah, now rook a2. Attacking the bishop. If taking, then again d6. So you have to go bishop here again if you don't want to lose a piece. But then rook there. And then you lose the piece. So GreKo is really materialistic there, but after this exchange and rook d6, this can't work. No, well, it can actually. I just spotted something. Also, the queen can take it, I see. Because after this, now there is one more square for the king. But then this pawn is hanging, and you lose the rook in the corner, so the whole board is on fire here, and this is not even the worst part of it. It's only one square. The worst part of it is that move, actually. And after this, you can even go there. Discovered check. You can go back, you have to go forward. It doesn't matter where you go. This is better because of the c6. Oh no, this is not mate. So yeah, but it doesn't matter. Queen, bishop c6. Then this one comes. For terrible threat, queen. Check. Yeah, you don't have to analyze this. This game is over. This game is over. If you take it with the queen, it's over. You have to take bishop takes and now rook here. If you try and wriggle out something, you cannot move anything. If you take that... Oh, GreKo took it immediately. If you take it now, f takes. Then let's say rook takes here. No. You don't do that. You give the check it just recognized. Check. And where is the king going? King is going nowhere. It's a mate. So that's why you can take with both pieces. So that's why GreKo took the knight. And then this one came. And if you take the bishop, what then? Check. Okay, this one is again covered. This one is covered, so now you have to give up the queen. And then it's over. Wow. All the tactics are working now. Everything is working. So, b takes, knight takes. You cannot take the bishop now. Because of d6, you have to move the queen, queen c8. That's what GreKo is planning. d6. Queen here. Now what? Queen takes pawn, taking the... that one. No, that one doesn't work. That one doesn't work. Maybe that? Attacking the queen. Queen here, check. Knight takes, check. King here, check. King there. I'm not sure, but here I would also find a mate, and GreKo is going desperate now. This was an amazing game. Amazingly strong by Komodo 9.1, and both engines agree that this is completely lost for black now. Yeah. What can I say here? Beautiful game. Beautiful attack by Komodo. With this f5 and bishop takes d5. The knight is here really strong. You couldn't take the knight there. With the king in the center of the whole game. It's just busted. It's just busted. In the game versus GreKo 13.1, the game where this position, the starting position, was created, I thought about f5, but yeah. I also thought against the engine this doesn't really matter. So t takes e6, queen takes, it's just busted now. It's completely over. Don't have to analyze this, it's... yeah, if you play such a desperate move, then it was played in the game. Oh wait, sorry. b6, d5, h6, no, not grabbing, no, not grabbing, and not h6. Knight c4, d5, h6. Bishop f4, bishop b7, queen d3, b5 takes, h takes, queen takes. Another thing was that, no, not that. Queen here was played. Then rook there. So what's the deal after that? You give a check. Okay, only squares that one. Now you grab here. Yeah, I think there are many ways to roam now. So I will close this now. It was a pretty well thought game here. So yeah, see 9 and 15. So white is completely winning there, of course. What, taking the knight? What? Which? A takes b5. No. What? Queen takes b5. Yeah, queen takes b5. I shortly thought that Komodo was sacrificing the queen here, but the move will be queen takes b5 because it's Komodo's move now. You have the queen takes b5, g takes f4, rook f3, taking there. Hey, you could also take the bishop then. It's completely busted. The bishop on b7 will be lost for the bishop on f4 if white wants this, and could also very well be some mates in the position. With the king on e7, it's pretty hard to play this now. Wow, that was a beautiful game. That was a beautiful game. Yeah. Move 24. It's Komodo's move. Queen takes b4. Def. 16. This is def 12, but it was such a tactical game. It was not much strategy here needed, but the whole board was on fire at some point. The king in the center. Komodo played on both sides of the board. Very interesting game. Queen b5. King takes e6. Not even caring about the bishop. So after taking, there are so many things in that position. There are so many things in that position which could go wrong. Okay, GreKo resigned after all. So let's see what is Stockfish telling us about that position. So let's ask him. Let's ask him. Stockfish. So there you go. This was the position I gave them. No, not this, that one. And here the move f5. G takes f5. Bishop takes d5. E takes knight g5. Yeah, this is even according to Stockfish. Knight takes d5. And now bishop e7 is a move. Bishop c6 is not recommended. After this, it's lost. Bishop e7 was the move. New variation. And after knight f6, you go bishop takes, e takes, and knight there. Rook takes, takes. Still you had to move the knight. Queen here. Bishop there, takes. And something like this, and it should be around even. So this was the way to go for GreKo in the game. I just wanna go through it shortly. Knight f6, king e7, bishop e3, b6, d4, knight c4, d5, h6, bishop f4, and bishop e7. What is if you take the knight there? New variation. Bishop takes g5, queen c8, queen d3, knight there. What is if you defend the knight? New variation. Then d takes c6. Knight there, and knight here check, king there, knight there check, king there, queen takes here. Okay, just shown that there is a draw, but there is also something better. Now this double check will come. Bishop takes, queen takes, knight here attacking the rook, check, check, again, check, check, forking, takes, queen here, and then the rook comes there, so this can't be on. So no, here if you take the rook, the new variation, Then it's a mate. Yeah, mate in 1 is threatened, so you kind of have to deal with that. What is if you go to f8? New variation. Queen e7 check. King there. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's completely busted. Yeah, it's mate. So there is not much to do here by grabbing the bishop. It's just not possible in all those lines. So b5 takes, now taking there. If you, yeah, this, it's lost. This I had shown in the game. Here you have rook takes a8, bishop takes, and d6 even. Taking the queen only then, and then it's completely busted, because the problem is with taking with the queen, the problem is there is a mate, d6, knight here check, d5, queen check, and rook here. Why rook there? Yeah, anyway, you just see also the material is now not even. It's just busted. And the other thing is, if you take with the bishop, it's also mate in a couple of moves, I suppose. It's rook there, queen there, and d6. You cannot go there with the queen. If you go there to defend like that, or try to defend like that, then d6 again, knight takes, rook takes, queen here. It's completely over, because if you take this, then there is this mate. So yeah, and the game finished off with those moves here: h takes g5, queen takes there, and knight here, which is desperado. Queen b8 is suggested, but okay, it's also a move. Let's try queen b8, just as a new variation. Bishop there. Now there is a discovery. Bishop takes, queen here, and d6. If you go there to not lose a piece, then knight here check. What is if you take the knight? Then it's again mate, check, and mate. Yeah. So everything falls apart here for black. This, and here GreKo resigned, of course, because if you take the bishop, then it's again mate in 5 check. Kind of have to grab this pawn. Then rook here check. The only option is to grab yet another pawn. Knight here check. Everything is covered, so you have to grab the knight. And then queen here is it's not mate. But after this, it's mate.
Mate.
So yeah, thanks for watching, and see you next time. Ciao.